I knew that was gonna happen. Whew. Well, that was fun. I can get this to be. Oh well, actually, if I have. Well, there. We're super bright. What's up, everyone? Welcome. You're welcome for the giant hits. Oh, let me get that up. I'm running a little behind. And Photoshop, of course, won't load, per usual. So we're using 2020 instead of 2021. We got USA going on. I'm backwards, though. Not that it matters. Got my medals on for Caeleb Dressel. So we're gonna do some cool stuff. I got a general idea of what I want to do with the background. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. We're gonna mess around a lot with displacement maps. So start off 2000 by 2500 at 300 pixels. I know I had someone ask me that. Go on Bolt. So those are the settings. And then, yeah, I got stuff stuck below. That's fine. Oh, let me see if we can get the Jay Cutler to pop up. That's always fun. Maybe, maybe not. Have you guys been watching the Olympics? Let me know if you guys have watched Caeleb Dressel at all. Will I log into this and see if I can get it to work? I don't know. I messed with the settings on my camera, so I'm like, is it this? That's better. All right, let me quit out of that. Pull up some of this. There we go. All right. So let me find my Caeleb Dressel photos. I tweaked a couple of them, edited some, but some of them I did not edit. So we might be doing that. So let's see. Got a bunch of stuff. I think I only edited like 2 photos. First off, look at this. This is nice. This is great. CBS Sports put this out. Great design. Big guy, little guy. Words. So I got that as some inspiration. I got some other inspiration as well. So I will share that. You know, I got this really cool photo of him there. I'll show you the inspiration once I get it sorted in a sec. I got this guy here. Big guy, little guy. It's the same. No, it's a different image, but the same. Let me just drag all of these in here. Enter, 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 enter. Okay, there's a bunch of photos. All right, let me find the inspiration. So looking around Pinterest. Dressel inspo. Here's just cool stuff that I found. So these are, I just searched for like water stuff. So like, of course, we're gonna do something like this with some displacement maps. And I got a bunch of stuff in here we're gonna use for the displacement maps, like this in particular. Wanted to find photos of, are these the same photo pretty much? No, okay. Wanted to find something, you know, this is cool. This might have been done purposefully with a scanner. But just some stuff that's gonna distort lines in the back is what we're doing. Which is some cool things I found that we're going to use. So let's hop in here. What's up, Porter? What's up, Universe? What's up, everybody? So first thing I wanted to start with was like this here at the bottom. So I wanted to use this photo when I found it to make like a background that's like this or something. You know, maybe we find the center, turn our rulers on, drag these over, dead center, dead center. Let's make him a little bit bigger, just because it's a really nice photo. I want him to shine. So I got to figure out what I want to do, like here. You know, there's this edge where he's actually there. So, I mean, I should technically blow this up to the edge, which we might be able to do and get away with. And actually, based on what I want to do, that might actually look good. So what else we got in here? We got him looking to the side. I wanted to find photos that I would typically use in a composition, you know, like he'd be over here. And then, you know, him just big in the background, just shouting. But I had this image instead because it's a higher quality image. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this be the actual subject, the big guy. Which I wasn't planning on doing. But looking at a couple of these other photos, these are duplicates. You know, him looking to the side's not too bad. You know, we can have him looking to the side here. I'm going to set this to screen so I can see what I'm doing. So I set it to screen. It just gives me a little bit. You know, he's shouting here. I don't think the quality of this photo is that great. That's why I might not use it. And that's the same photo as before. And this is actually the photo that he used for that graphic. So that's pretty cool. So I'm not going to use that one. I'll use something else. You know, like this. This is just a big photo of his, you know, head looking off to the side. I don't think it'll work compositionally for what I want. Let me stop turning that on. Let me do this. Okay, let's do this. Let's quickly go in and edit this photo. Darren, have I ever used Topaz? No. Topaz is the devil. Oh, I've used Gigapixel to make things better. Yes. Which is technically Topaz. What does that look like? But no, I haven't used it in the way like people really like to use Topaz. Just because I like to do things my own way and have more control over it. Yikes. That's what I thought. So we've got this photo of Caeleb Dressel here. I'm just doing some general edits that we would do for this. I'm dumbing down some of these just a bit. So we got that going on, which is good. I'm going to add a filter of other high pass. And it looks super weird because we've got this color layer on there. So filter other high pass. Yeah, camera raw is what you want to use for things because you have more control over what's happening. So I'm going to adjust this high pass blending mode by clicking these little, I don't know, blending mode buttons. I'm going to set it to overlay. Let's do 66% just because. Oh, then we're going to turn this back on. We're going to save this out. I'm just going to save it to my desktop. And I'm not going to save it as a large format. Let's just do Photoshop. For denoise. As usual, we're going to go in here. We're going to do a little bit of hue and saturation. I actually don't know what color I want to do. I usually do yellow because it's usually yellow, but I think it's actually blue in this case. Regardless, I'm going to hit his eye a bunch. We're going to decrease it and increase the whites. Invert that. Invert the selection on that. And then if we take a small brush, this at, let's say 30%, we can go in here and we can just whiten his eye up a little bit. It's going to give it a little bit more contrast with the blue of his eyes. He's got like crazy blue eyes. So it's just going to contrast a little bit more with that. And then we're going to take a curves layer and we're just going to boost it up just a little bit, invert it. We're just going to paint on his eyes with a 100% brush. You can see it's really hitting the mid-tone of his pupil. Or not his pupil, his iris. Looks like that. So that's cool. You know, we can go down here and we can whiten his teeth. Which I don't know if we want to do. But we're going to see what happens. Basically, this blue is reflecting on everything. So it's making everything blue. But I mean, that doesn't look too bad. So we'll keep it there. Now we're just going to do a quick select subject and then hit selected mask. Since this is swimming, you know, there's not, and they're using pretty shallow depth of field cameras. So it's going to be able to cut him out or put a general selection pretty quickly. The issue is his body's all super jagged just because he's got water droplets on him. So I don't really want to tweak much of this because I want it to be somewhat looking natural. And we're going to have the background be blue anyway. So if there's any sort of bleeding, like on the left side of his face here, we're just going to leave that be because the background is going to be blue regardless. Yeah, I'm wearing medals. I'll get to that. I'll explain what these are in a sec when I'm done cutting this guy out. I can tell you actually now. Yeah, they're medals I got in high school. Do you guys want to guess what the medals are for in the chat? Do that while I get just some fine-tune areas. Drop in chat what you think these medals are for. And it's really fun to do Olympics designs. I made an Olympic design for the women's national team that never got used because they didn't win, which was a real big bummer. And I'm not even going to bother doing anything below here because it's all going to be hidden by that bottom layer. So we got that Dressel. We'll go back here. We'll right click. We'll replace the contents. We'll find this, replace it. And we got him there. Let's do the same thing with this. Now I already edited part of this photo, so I really just need to crop it. I really just need to clip it out. If I do select subject, it's going to select this guy behind him and this hand up here because I already did this. I just didn't cut it out. So we'll go here. We'll go here. All right, we got some guesses in here. We've got golf, designing, NBA, Olympic, starting point guard, hot dog eating medals, cross country, ultimate frisbee, coding. I don't think coding was like anything when I was in high school, which is actually hilarious. I'm sure people did some sort of coding, but like, man, I went to school when like the internet was like super new. You know, I graduated from high school in 2007, so like the internet was like ebombsworld.com, addictinggames.com, a lot of Homestar Runner. It was just all Flash. Everything was Flash based when I was in high school. So it's a different world because Flash doesn't really exist anymore. So let me select and mask. So these are for, this one is a Spirit Honor Valor Award from my high school, which is not going to zoom in on. Centerville Elks. This is a gold medal at the state level for Skills USA. And then this is a Skills USA Silver Champion medal. So it was it actually was for something design related. So congratulations on that, Elijah. So what they were for is there's this group called Skills USA. Yeah, Henry. Okay, so Henry knows what Skills USA is. So it's for that. So when I was in high school, I did a block class of design where half my time in my junior and senior year, we did design stuff. And they have this competition and you compete at the local level and the state level and then the national level if you make it. And we made it and we got a silver medal. And the silver medals they do at nationals are just based on points. So if you get so many points for your presentation, you get a gold or silver medal. We got a silver medal. And what we made was we made a Flash game of Jeopardy. So we made a playable Jeopardy game in Flash based on math and I think science. It might have just been math. And it was for these tests you have to take in Ohio, like aptitude tests. I forget what it's called now. But it was in order to help kids get better at math because that is what kids did worst at. So we presented that locally at a college that I ended up going to, and then we ended up doing it. Where did we go? We did it at the state level. There was another team there. from a local university that went, which was fun. But I forget where the state level was. It's usually like Columbus, but I really don't remember. So then we went to Kansas City for nationals. We got this super cool medal. So these are my medals. I figured it'd be funny if I wore them while doing this, because I have medals, he has medals. Oh gosh. See how awful this is right here? It must be because of the contrast. Like, I'm just gonna give him these love handles an accident, and my computer is like lagging an awful lot. Like, I don't know why. It must be this photo. Maybe this photo is huge. So yeah, that's where my medals are from. I think it's the only medal that my high school had for this. The class was actually at a different high school. So I went to a different high school half the year. Yeah, the pen tool would never. Yeah, we don't use the pen tool here. I need another 100 subscribers, then I'll use the pen tool. The pen tool might work here. But again, it's just going to be the same result. Swimming might actually be one where it is a little bit more advantageous to use the pen tool because it's just a bunch of smooth... Sorry, it's just a bunch of smooth bodies. It would make sense. But then again, we don't have to do all these intricacies in here. We can take our time. We don't have to worry about messing up the selection with the pen tool and then the whole selection breaking. And if you can't tell where his body is, no one else can. Oh, that was probably part of the issue, was having this curves layer selected. Yeah. All right. Porter, what do I do when I don't have inspiration? Like, I don't really have, I don't have inspiration for this. I just sort of looked around on... Hold on, I gotta make this. Oh, it's set to screen. I mean, I didn't have inspiration for this. I just, like, found these things. I was like, all right, let's look at these things and see what we can find. So it's like, okay, well, I can use something like this. It's just texture and make these little, like, pond shapes, or, like, I can make a cool abstract background with these bubbles or something. But one thing I know I'm going to do, probably just have up here and in the background. So let's go ahead and make that first. So what we're going to do, I guess I labeled this G, which is weird. Let me just find... Let me find a photo of pool tile. I guess I could just do that. I mean, that would work. I want Olympic pool tile. Well, I guess the bottom of an Olympic pool is actually white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a very, very close to white. We're going to do this. And we're going to make some of those lines that they have. And what this is going to do is it's going to set up our background. So I really don't want to do 3, but I'm going to. I'm going to put one at the edge here, and then put one at the edge over here. And then when I hit this button, they're all going to be equal. Yeah, browse Pinterest. I mean, that's literally what I would do. That's what Pinterest is for. I feel like that's what everybody does, to be honest. I mean, go on social media, see what other people do on social media. I like to use Pinterest because I'll look for stuff on there that has nothing to do with sports design. Like a lot of this stuff has nothing to do with sports design, as you can see. Like I searched graphic design in water and found stuff like this. So I'm going to make a white layer, but I'm going to mask it out. And I'm going to use this circle brush to mask out the middle of it. Okay, click on there. Yeah, I totally did. Oh, do I have a brush now? Okay. So I'm just going to go like this. Whoops, I'm just going to try this again with white. Just move it out to the side. So really what this is just going to do is just going to allow me to give it a little bit of a vignette so it's not just bland. I guess I should give this a texture. So it's like a stucco texture. So let's open up Bridge. Yeah, Behance. I don't go to Behance that often. I don't know why. But you should go to Behance. It's actually a good idea. So I need a stucco texture, which you guys can't see because Bridge is over here. Let's show over here. All right, so I want a stucco texture. I think I'm under paper, but I think there's texture in here that I want. So stucco, if you don't know, is it's kind of like a type of paint or finish. They make houses out of stucco. It's a wall treatment. You can get stucco on the wall. It's a type of medium like paint called stucco. These are my paper assets, by the way. This is close. I mean, that's canvas, but we're not going to be able to notice. It's really just for subtle texture. All right, sorry. Flash warning. Grunge. Button. Who's got the button? Grunge. Yeah, this will have some stucco in it. I really just want it to be super faint because it's the bottom of a pool. So we're looking like this, but not as large. Something like this, but white. It doesn't really matter, but it does. So we're spending precious time finding the right texture. This is good. We'll use this. Actually, what is this? It's even better. So we're gonna set this up like that. We're gonna put it on top. We're gonna set it to multiply, which is gonna do nothing to those, but now we're gonna make it like this. Darian's out here reading into my tweets, wondering what my stock signals were for. I could say they were just for stock signals, because my stocks are doing well. That is not why. Yep, that is my answer. All right, so I'm gonna convert these all to one smart object. And what we're gonna do is we're going to mask it and then convert it to another smart object, and that's gonna make sure it's the same dimensions of what we have. And actually, what I want to do now is, let's go to Finder. No, I don't have any Dogecoin. So I want something like this, but I like these better. Let's try this one. So what I want is I want to color this now to make it look like. So, you know, I can hit screen or overlay. You know, multiply would really make it look the most like it's there. But it would probably be a little bit brighter. Like this. And actually, I would need to duplicate it. And set this to screen and then take away this. Go back. I mean, I guess I could leave it there. So it would look something like that. So this is giving it the color. Can really probably set this. No, I like multiply. I'll set multiply at like 50%. Or 100 actually. It doesn't look too bad. So there you go. We got a little bit of a background going on. Now what we want to do is we want to group these together. We're going to duplicate them. And we're going to convert this to a smart object. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this. No. Convert to a smart object. There we go. What we're going to do is we're going to use this as a displacement map. But my super cool buttons aren't working. So I can't hit Super cool button, do cool things. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a gradient map that's not inverse. That looks super weird. We're going to increase the blacks and whites to make this more contrasting. We're going to just rasterize these because it doesn't matter. Filter blur, Gaussian blur. I guess it matters if I want to adjust this. Let's do 3. And then we're going to save this out as a normal Photoshop document named water displace 1. Oh, sorry. Want to delete that, save this, go back. Go back. There we go. So we got our background now. So this is our background. So this is what we're going to be looking at composition-wise. Something like this. And maybe we scoot Dressel over to the middle like that. That way we can have a little bit better of a composition with these guys. And it's not the greatest composition. You know, it's real bulky at the bottom. But it's what we're doing. So, what were we going to do? We actually need to go back into here. Okay, so we've got this top layer. That's all this texture. We've got this here. And we need a name. So I'm going to type in Caeleb Dressel. We're just going to use Universe 55 Roman. No, we're not. Caeleb. My computer's running extra slow. So we're going to make this orange. So it contrasts with the blue. But we're going to probably change the color of it at some point in time. Wow. It's really just completely bugging out. All right, I need a font now. Someone give me a font. Give me a good condensed thick font. That isn't Dharma Gothic. Or Futura. Or Gotham. There are wrong answers. Din. Din is a correct, acceptable answer. I have 6,000 variations of Din on here. Din condensed black. Look, Din, see? Din. Is he German, though? Is who German? Caeleb Dressel? Caeleb Dressel is an American. He lives in this here United States of America. His heritage might be German. It's a good point. Someone was trying to tell me that with who we did last week. Anastasia. Zotala. I can't remember her name now. But they're like, she is not American. Which is probably true. Alright, so we got Caeleb Dressel. I'm going to adjust a little bit of this. Tighten up just a bit. We're going to convert this to a smart object. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to Filter, Distort, Displace. But what I want to do first is I want to move it. So what we're going to do, it's up here. We're going to use the Properties panel, which I never use. And we're going to move it over and down 100 pixels. So we're going to go 320, 730. So we moved it over. So now if I go to Filter, Distort, Displace, I can do 100 and 100, and it's going to move it up and over 100. I'm going to hit OK. Then we're going to find our... It's weird. Water Displace and hit Enter. And that looks amazing. Like, look at this. Like, how cool is that? Like, that's not what I wanted. That looks super cool. So we're going to displace it. We're only going to displace it like 10. Because I want us to be able to read that it says that. So what I'm actually going to do is I got to put these back to 220. So we'll do 230. Then 280. And then if I go to displace 1010, it really just depends on how much we want to see how it... Oh yeah, that's what we can't do that. We can do that, so that's fine. All right, so we're gonna make these white because the multiplied blue completely inverts it. But then if I do that, that happens. So actually what I need to do is I need to put this above the multiply layer, but below the screen layer. And then actually I can take another layer set to, probably set to multiply. I can delete this. We can apply it just to this, but then we make it black and white. So if we make it black and white, then we can actually see what it says. Theoretically. So actually, let me just put it below. Looks like that, which is like, you know, whatever. Not really that great. Not super cool. I think if we do that. So I'm going to duplicate this and then give it a color overlay. Let's do dark blue. And we're just going to put it below it like that. We're going to group it together, set it to multiply, and then we're going to filter, convert it to smart filters. And actually, no. Sorry. We need to displace it again because it's in a different position in the water. Yes. So it needs to be right here. Then we convert this to a smart object, and then we filter, and then we blur it anyway. And really we just want to blur it depending on how far deep in the water we think it is. So let's do 20 pixels, and then set it to multiply. And then we take this, and we put this underneath all of these layers. And then it's like he's got a... Like he's got a shadow now. Like that's cool. So then we save in that and we go back to our original. Our original. And now it says Caeleb Dressel. So that's cool. So now we can tweak that. You know, tweak these guys however we want. You know, I'm going to lower him so we don't see the part that I didn't crop out. You know, I want these guys to have the same power, so we're gonna make these about the same size, and we're gonna match the skin tones because they're way off. Maybe a little bit in. I'm looking at the border right now, seeing how far away heads are, from here. I'm just trying to line everything up a little bit. So that's cool with this Caeleb Dressel stuff. Like, this is cool. You know, we can do it again with different one if we want. So like I did it before with one of these other ones and it looked super cool. So I wanted to do that again. Let's do this. Save. Go back. We'll take this. We'll convert this to a new smart object. And then we can just completely delete everything in this one pretty much. Except for the displace and the shadow. Of course, we need to take the shadow and delete the... We'll just delete the shadow. All right, so we got Caeleb Dressel here. What am I clicking on? Oh, this is a smart object. That's right. Okay, let's do a different photo. Just because displacement maps are super cool. And I'll show you why I was going to use this one before. So I'm going to invert this one. I didn't want to set it to screen. See, look. I'm just like hitting buttons and my computer's like, nah, dog. You didn't hit that. You hit this instead. So I think this one might look cooler, but it's not going to look as realistic. But it's going to look cooler. So we might do this one instead, just because cool factor is all we're really caring for. Universe graphics, you asked if I ever feel like an edit's not great and not post it, I mean, I'll post it. It doesn't matter. I posted that hot dog graphic we made that was terrible. So, if we can post that, we can post anything. Okay. So we can't see Caeleb Dressel at all. So what I'm going to do is duplicate it. We're going to give it a stroke. I'm trying to think texturally how I want to do this. I'm going to give these a little bit of a stroke on the outside so we can actually see it. We're going to make it a little bit bigger. Save. Now there's some contrast between this and the background. Don't want this to be behind this. Like I'm contemplating, do I want this to be right here in part of the background? Like that's what's going through my mind right now. So then it texturally already exists. Then I just need to move it down a little bit to like there. Okay. All right, let's do that. Oh, did I not even... Hold on. I'm gonna save this. Oh, that's bad. Because what I need to do is I need to take this and I need to displace the bottom. Like if I don't displace the bottom, what's the point? There. See, that looks way better. Because now everything's actually being displaced and not the name. All right, so we're back here. We're in Paris, France. All right, so we got this. I'm going to duplicate this. We're going to convert this to a smart object, mask it, convert it to a smart object again, just because we can go in here and we can blur this. Blur, Gaussian blur. Too much. Let's do 4. Shoot, I saved that. Didn't want to do that. Displacement water stuff dot psd html dot qqqqq. Okay, good. So now we can go down here. We can go to filter, distort, displace. We can displace it 100. Let's see what 100 looks like with this. Why save that somewhere completely random. So you see this looks crazy and insane. So we're gonna get rid of this. Get rid of this little displacement here. Hold on, how big is this? Yeah, it's just the edges. Okay, so we need to move this down 100 pixels like before. So 200 and negative 630. Except we're going backwards, so actually it needs to be 489. Then if we go to the displace, this should line up with the top. Now, as you can see, 100 is crazy and like way too much. And that looked like it didn't move it at all, which was kind of weird. Oh, it did move it. The issue is the background. So actually, I need to take these. I need to take these layers. So really, I need to do it in here. Yeah, this is why I wanted to do this, because I was playing around with this before the stream to figure out how I wanted to do this. Okay, so I want to actually convert this to layers. Delete layer mask. Concrete on top. White stuff in the back. Middle. Good to go. Great. All right, so then I'm going to take these. Put these in the middle. Like that. Okay. Now I can convert this to a smart object. And now if I move it 100. Yeah, okay. So 250 and then 253. Actually 250 because I still want it to be in the center. So now if I go to filter, displace, 100, 100, choose our water displacement, it puts it in the middle, displaced 100, and it looks insane. The issue is I want it to line up with this, which it doesn't, which is a problem. So that's why that is why I always... Oh, you see what I didn't do is I didn't go like that. That's why I always make sure... The way I do it is I make everything the same width as my displacement map. Because when you do it, you say it displace and it says stretch to fit. And I stretch it to fit the canvas, but it's the same size as the canvas, so it doesn't stretch at all. If you do tile, it'll tile it, but since it's not like repeatable, it looks weird. So now I do displacement water stuff, so now it moves it 100. So actually now I need to go back. Now I need to go here and do the 250, 250. So now if I go to filter, displace, 100, 100, select water stuff, hit enter, now it's dead center. Or not. Not lining up still. Because it should line up with this, but it doesn't, as you can see. I think I only want to do 50. 200 and 200. Let's try that. Filter, displace, 100, 100, tile, edge, displacement, water stuff, enter. Let's do this. I knew that was going to be the problem. So the issue is there's no background to this. So since there's no background, it thinks the smart object is the size of this and not the size of what I want it to be the size of. So this is where it is. This is where it's going to be. So that's good. So I'm going to do 266 and 252. Now if I do the displacement, we're learning a lot about displacement maps. Now if I do 100 and 100 and select this and hit enter, it should line up perfectly with that. And again, it doesn't. So let's do this. Let's do this. This is just Bradley Jack Design lies to you for 90 minutes and we'd never get anything solved. Okay. Look, dead center. Perfect. So then I want to move it 100 pixels and 100 pixels. Great. So now if I go to displace and redo everything again for like the 8th time and hit enter, it should line up perfectly. Which again, it doesn't. Is that because of this? Well, I mean, the thing is I can always just throw these around and line these up, so it's whatever. I'll just fake the funk with what we got going on. Hold on. It's not going to line up with that. It's going to line up with this. Do you see how genuinely confused I am as to why this isn't working? Because it kind of lines up. Whatever. Really what I want it to do is then I want this to line up so then I can set these to like screen. Like this. And have some stuff on top that looks cool. So I'm just going to blow this up a little bit. And just kind of line these up. I just need to make this bigger. So we'll just fake it. Kind of like this. Just keep dragging these out until it matches everywhere. There. That's pretty good. Okay, so now we've got 2 of these. We're gonna end up using the first one probably. Like we got that and we got this. It's like this is cool and seems kind of whatever, blah. This one is sexy and cool and, you know, all that stuff. And then I'll throw this one on top just as like color. Oh, but I want this to be like below this top layer. There. White. There. See? Cool stuff. So actually what I want to do is go back into here. Go to our gradient map. Go to filter and go to liquefy. And then I think I've done this before, but I'm going to try it again here. I want to expand the areas inside this bubble. Let's make density and let's do a rate of a bunch and see what happens. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I wanted it to do. But really I want it to do a bunch of stuff around the edges. That's too much. That's too much. So I'm just going to hit these a little bit with this stretch wherever there's a bubble. And it's hopefully just going to make it look like it's even more of a bubble. We're playing Bubble Bobble. That's what we're doing. So we hit enter. There. Now it's a little bit more distorted. It looks a little bit more weird. Can't even read that it says Caeleb Dressel at this point. Which is why I wanted to go in and make Dressel a different color. So that's why I was like, yo, let's make this orange. I'm going to make it red and see what happens. Like super bright, obnoxious red and see how bad that looks. And since these are all smart objects, I can just save and go back like this. And now it's red. But it's red with black. Why is it red with black? Something on top of it is being multiplied to make it look like that. So we're going to take these ripples, we're going to go to blend if, and we're going to go to red. And if the underlying layer is red, we're not going to have it apply like this. The issue is cyan is made of red and green. So that completely breaks everything. And this is why we hit some buttons and we solve problems like that. So we take this and we put it on top. And then we go, yo dog, if you're red, get out of here, bro. It's like, ah, okay, guy. But we can blend it in just a little bit. I don't really know what I'm doing with this right now, to be honest. I just think I need to not make this set to multiply and set it to like overlay or like color burn, or maybe just multiply but I like a light. There, yeah, see? There, boom, done. So now we go back and we've got Caeleb Dressel. Which really at this rate, you know, we're 45 minutes in. We don't really have a composition that's doing anything. We just got like a bunch of crap up there. You know, this is more organized in Caeleb Dressel. Like, I like how this looks, but I don't like the font. I don't like how this is displayed. But that's because I didn't do anything cool with it. I just typed out Caeleb Dressel's name. So we're gonna make this a little bit bigger, and we're gonna figure out. Actually, I can make this 2,000 pixels wide. We're going to figure out how to sexy up his name. So the way we're going to do that is use a different font. Is really what we're going to do. Because really we want something that's going to be nice enough that we can see it through the displacement. So it's still readable like this. But then, you know, we need to tilt it slightly because, you know, we want some sexy font. All right, this is the theoretical composition, so I can just, boom, make this huge. Save, go back. Drag this down like this. We got to redo the displace because we moved things around. So I can just go to this displacement, choose the water displace up top. It's going to tweak it a little bit. Maybe that's what we do, though. Maybe we just do that. We don't make this look like it's underneath. We put this on top. So then we do a color overlay of something to contrast, like red. You know, like bright red or like orange. Let's do this. Save, go back. Terrible. I've got all these smart objects open now that I hate. I think for a while I was using Din in my like portfolio. I think I was using Din as... I think I still use it. Oh, I should make it gold. You know, it would be super awesome. Oh, perfect. Perfect timing. Okay, so we've got that. We actually don't need this to be a part of any of this stuff anymore. We just need to copy this, delete, save. Crap, go back here, paste it. There, it's in spot. It's where it needs to go. So now we need some gold. Where are we gonna find some gold? Well, 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 well. Where are we gonna find gold? If I were gold, where would I be? Boom. Sports card mega pack. Parallel pack 2. Gold leaf. Bam. Gold. Drop. No more color overlay. Looks super funky. I actually want the color overlay. I'm going to group this together. I'm going to apply this. That just looks cool. Anytime you do an overlay on orange, it looks awesome. Every time. Guaranteed. What I was going to do was I was going to do a gradient overlay, and I was just going to do a normal overlay with a normal one of these and set it to 100 and just like look super bomb. So we got this gold leaf overlay. That's huge. We're going to put on this. We're going to set it to normal. It's a little dark, so that's why maybe we do a color overlay on here still. We select part of these colors, and we make it lighter like that. That's fine. So now we can set this to multiply or overlay, or one of these other... Yeah, here you go. What is that? Linear light? I don't think I've ever set anything to linear light and kept it there, so let's do that. Let's also give it that gradient overlay. Overlay set to normal, which doesn't look as cool. So that's why we grab one of these. We go like this, we go like that. And instead of overlay at 100%, we set that B to multiply. And then we hit cancel, because that's not how we want it to look. All right, what else we got in this pack? I really want to show you guys this pack too. This is my parallel pack 2. I really want to use one of these mosaics. So these mosaics are cool because the way you would use them in a card, it's like the final overlay. I also have some silver superfractors in here. Purple mosaic. I'm going to use this guy. I'm going to toss this guy on top. We're just going to set it to screen. And go like this. Overlay. 5. Screen. 100%. So what this is going to do is it's going to take this, invert the selection. Okay. So it's going to have this mosaic look in the background. That would be on a sports card. I'm not really designing a sports card, but it kind of looks cool. But there's some other cool stuff in here. I got a bunch of the mosaics. I got this gold leaf that's kind of cool. These are awesome. And these are these golden rays. You know, set that to screen on something. or set it to multiply or overlay, you know, play around. Good stuff. Carbon fiber texture. Some copper, I think in the parallel pack 1. I've got some sparkle, which is good. I wonder if I could put superfractor on this, on the text instead. Kind of like this. Throw it down here, toss it on. Again, we're just spitballing here. I think that looks kind of cool. I think the color's a little off, so we're gonna add a selective color layer to that, to yellow, and we're gonna add a bunch of magenta. We're gonna add some black. And we're gonna tweak back the cyan or add it. Take away cyan, add cyan. Take away magenta. No, we want a lot of magenta. We want a lot of yellow. Let me peel back the black a little bit. That's fine. And the thing is, you can barely even read what this says, but that is half the fun. So we're gonna leave that there. We're gonna pay attention to these guys in the front because we really haven't done anything to these guys. They're just like hanging out. So we're gonna do an adjustments. The reds, I want to add yellow to it. I really want to match how tan he is here, but I don't know if I can do that. What I can do is add a bunch of yellow to his skin and a bunch of black, and it's gonna kind of tan him up. Same with this right here. He's too yellow, so we're gonna go to adjustments, selective color. Let me put my adjustments back. There we go. Selective color. We got the red. I want yellows. I'm going to add a bunch of magenta and a bunch of black to the yellows. Darken him up a bit, tan him up. Got him screaming here. I'm going to add magenta to the yellows as well, or darken them up. There we go. All right. So we got some bottom Dressel. You know, lower them a little bit just so there's more room for the text because the text is cool. Even though it's half illegible, this honestly would probably just look better if I just did a color overlay of white, which we're probably going to end up doing. See, look, Caeleb Dressel, you know, duplicate it, change this color overlay to this dark blue. Do one of these and just hit multiply and like set it to like 100% just because, you know, I mean, it looks cool. The question is, what is this going to be used for, essentially? You know, who is the... Hold on. Who's the end viewer and what are they going to want to see? So just Caeleb Dressel. You know, this is probably too messy, but it looks cool. Then we got the guys down here at the bottom. So let's add some stuff to the top. So I'm going to add... I don't have his yellow and oranges on here. Well, that's a shame. I can add them, but I really don't want to change anything right now. So I'm going to add a couple of these overlays. I'm going to mess around and see which one I like. Okay, that one's fun. You set it to 50% and then go in here to a selective color and go to the reds and take away some cyan and add a little bit of yellow. Boost his skin up a bit. That's fun. We have not saved yet. Ooh. Oh, man. That could have been bad. So yeah, this looks cool. You know. And that's one thing I wanted to do with some of these streams, too, is like have a dedicated stream where we make something, but we focus a ton of time on displacement maps, which is pretty much what we kind of did here. So it's not all about final design. It's more about you guys learning along. So we're going to go into our light leaks here, and we're dealing with a lot of water, so we can really play into like this. You know, this reminds me of something that would reflect off of water. So we're going to toss that up here. And you know, we might still, you know, we got 30 minutes to do whatever we want with this. We might get a little weird with this. That's what I wanted to do on this stream, is I wanted to get really weird. Like, I'm thinking right now, do I want these guys to be black and white? You know, do I want their skin to be black and white? No, that's way too cold. No, I do not. Okay. So let's do some general tweaks of what I would do if I were doing this. Let's modify. We're going to contract this 3 pixels. Then we're going to go to our adjustments. We're going to go to our curves. We're going to boost it up a bunch. Let's boost it up all the way to here. Let's boost up that blue a bunch. And we'll decrease the green a little bit, and we'll decrease the red a little bit, and that's going to give us a nice blue. Like that. Apply, invert that. We're just giving this a little bit of a border. So we're just acting as if some, you know, stuff's coming around the edges here. For this layer, we want it to not affect some of these top end blues. Let's just add another, actually no, I was just gonna add a duplicate this layer. I'm gonna set it to color actually and delete the layer mask. I wanna see what this looks like. Yeah. So I have it set to color because I just want it to, I mean, so basically what I'm doing is like the opposite of this. So you see how this is, I'm painting right now too, but this is very blue. This is a good study in like lighting of, this is where it's hitting his face. You know, it's only hitting the bottoms. That's reflective of where the light or color source is. I hit his eyes a little bit because he's got really blue eyes. But then, you know, we can hit a little bit from the top here just because we're just doing weird stuff. We're acting as if there's some sort of blue light from the top, which there really isn't. That looks, I think that looks a little bit better. So we're gonna add the same curves to this. We're gonna delete the layer mask. We're going to select him. Then select modify contract. Oh, I know what I want to do too. We're gonna do 1 pixel. Then we're gonna invert that. We're gonna set this to 4.5, which is nice. We're gonna do the same thing down here. Copy this. Delete layer mask. Select, modify, contract. Let's do 2 pixels actually this time, just for fun. Invert it, save. Feather 5.5. Okay, so maybe we got some stuff going on. One thing I wanted to add to this, I don't know if I can find it, so we gotta go over to our best friend's website, Envato. So I want to see if they have under 3D pool lanes. Oh, here's just an Olympic pool. Like, hey, Brad, just use this. Like, what? Why does this exist on here? The issue is I can't ever get it to be flat right on top. Cool. Here's some people. We can add some people to this. Oh, you know, it'd be fun if we added floaties to the top of this. That'd be cool, right? Which one of these floaties should we add? You see one? Oh, look at these. Should I add these emojis? I mean, this swan is golden. If we can get it from above on this, we have to add this golden swan. Oh yeah, we're using this. Cool. Golden, and he's a golden swimmer. Oh, look at this. Look at that. We're adding a bunch of these. Pool rings. Download. Twist it around a little bit. It's not really doing anything, so that's fine. Is it adjusting the lighting really at all? Yeah, a little bit. All right, we'll download this one. And one more time, we'll download this one. Okay, this is actually going to be kind of cool. So now on top of the background, beneath the text, no, above the text, because the text is kind of part of it, we're going to add some of these pool floaties. And that's the cool thing about Envato is, you know, they've got this stuff made. There's no way in hell I was going to be able to make these. But now I don't have to, because they made them for me. You don't have to make everything you put in your designs. So I still want you to be able to read Dressel. So I'm going to be very selective as to where I put these. And it's like completely destroying like the realism of this composition. I'm going to duplicate all of these and set them to multiply and duplicate them again, because I really want that shadow on the... I'm going to set them to color burn. I really want the shadow beneath them to show up. So I'm going to set this to color burn, and I'm going to actually set it to like 80%. There. So now we've got some pool floaties. Let's add the golden swan. Let's put that up here, make it a little bit smaller. Maybe I do want it where you can see the swan. Yeah, like that. We're just going to frame it in. Maybe I take this off. Yeah, that helps a little bit. Duplicate that, set it to multiply beneath. It's underneath. Golden floaty. Just toss that in here. So this is fun. Let's make his name just a little bit smaller. That way we've got... And look, if I moved it and it changed the displace because that's what it's supposed to do. We're using this one. That's fine. Okay. So I just need to move this ring, but I also need to move the rings with it because I just want to adjust where this is at. Same with this one. Pool floaty. Pool floaty. So there, pool floaties. Let's grab this guy and just duplicate it and put it over here like that. We got a little bit of depth now with that. Multiply and duplicate. There we go. Shadows. Floaties. So this is fun. I think this looks cool. It's weird and different. It's not like anything I've seen, you know. Just sort of the point of what I try to do when I design. Sort of reinventing the wheel a little bit. Yeah, we can make a little bit more of a composition from this now. Maybe, maybe not. Just adjust how these guys are. Probably gonna put them back to like the similar spots to where they were. Just for personal preference. Okay, let's go back. I got just completely distracted with the pool floaties. I was trying to find pool lanes. So I want like the pool floating lanes that you can see. But all they do is they make pool floaties. Put a beach ball in there. I could probably find a photo of pool lanes and clip everything out, put them in there, but I just wanted to see in here first if they had one. I need to just come on here and just spend like an hour looking at these 3D assets. Here's a puddle of blood. We can add a puddle of blood in there. Photos. Pool lanes. Yeah, I want these. I want an above shot of these. Like this. But straight from above. Aerial. Aerial. I hear a dog. Her name is Penny. Hi. See if I can grab her. Nope. All right, well, we can't find those, so we give up. Come back to this. It looks cool. I think it just looks fun. It's just a fun little graphic. Not too complicated. Got her. Come here. Oh. All right. We'll do the last 20 minutes with Penny and see what we can do here. So I kind of want to add the... I'm going to duplicate this layer. Do this. Set it to color. Apply it only to here. There. Then we can mask it out completely. And then we can add it in again with a 30% opacity brush. Kind of like this. So we're going to add it here into the sides. See, this is why you can't be like, you can't just do this. Okay, sorry about that. Go back here, go like this. Hit some of these spots. Just hit the chestular area here. Just a little bit. I'm just adding this color. What it's doing is it's adding contrast to this. It's basically creating a blue-orange contrast with his skin. So it's accentuating the blues, which are contrasting heavily with the orange of his skin. Like very exaggeratory in manner. And that should give us a cool little effect. Theoretically. So you can see just real contrast in blues that we've got going on, which just kind of looks cool. You know, maybe a little too much, but I think it's fine. Let's add a little bit more to his face now. And down here. You know, a little heavy-handed with it in some areas, but I think that's fine. Let's really hit up here and see what happens. So yeah, there you go. Caeleb Dressel, cool. What if I add this light leak back? I think it's... Oh, that's definitely too much. That's still a little too much. Let's just do that. Just a teeny bit of a light leak. Oh, there's my metals. The weird thing is that my... There's no text on... Sorry, there's no texture on the text, which is a little bit different. I usually don't do that. So I've got a couple overlays on this. Let's add these to the top of those so everything is on there. I'm going to see what this looks like. There's something called drop blues, and it kills all the blues and makes them like that. So I wanted to see what that looked like. It looks like that. So that experiment's over. So let's find something else. So this teal orange plus contrast is usually good. Let me actually see if I can find the Ethan J resource pack. Find the... Oh, this is something I downloaded forever ago. Ethan. Oh, he like drops blue on luminosity? Let me try that. Adjustments, drops blue. But then you set it to luminosity. Yeah, I could be sold to do that. Let's put that underneath this selective color, because under this selective color, I also want to take the blues and I want to murder them. I'm gonna murder the yellows of the blues to really make this pop. Like this is bright, 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 bright. All right, what am I looking for? I'm looking for orange. See, the thing is, I don't have. I need to plug this hard drive in so we can get our Ethan J stuff. I think they're on here. See, I'm trying to think of what some people would do in this scenario. So I like to think of like what other designers might do here. So like Ethan J would accentuate the lighting here and add in some flares, but make it look realistic. You know, some other designers would like take this curves and duplicate it, but they wouldn't make it colored, but they would blast the crap out of the edges like this. But then they wouldn't make it blue, they would just go like this. So let's try that. You know, it doesn't look terrible. Really just blast these edges. I'll just blast these edges a little bit. And then I think on these edges that are blasted a little bit, let's just increase the blur a little bit on this. Let's do 888. Because it doesn't look terrible. Oh, good, Bradley. I always appreciate inspiring people, so sounds great. Let's do a levels layer set to screen, which I have not done in a long time. Invert that. And then low opacity brush. Just wherever you want to brighten. Just hit the screen. Bam. Okay. There's still some stuff it's missing overlay-wise. I was looking for something, but I don't remember what it was. Let's pop bridge back open. Bridge, where you at? All right. All right, we got bridge. You know, we got to put a lens dirt on this. But I don't want a lens dirt, because if you're watching this, I want water on a lens. So I want water on glass, but I don't want it to be too obvious. Like I want something like this, but not crazy. Let's look and see what we've got on here. Like this, but not this much. Actually, no, this will work. Oops. I think. No, it won't. I want water on dark glass. I basically want it raining at night. Like this might work. That would work a little bit better, but it's a little rainy. This is good, but not. Water droplets. Yeah, like this. This might work for what I want. What is this? Water droplets in the air? Perfect. That's exactly what I want. I didn't even know it. So we're going to take these water droplets in the air. We're going to toss them on here and go like this. And we're going to use this as our lens dirt instead. Set it to screen. But we need to take the adjustments and we need to increase the contrast a ton. That's why I usually would hop into the actual design, go to adjustments. I would usually make it black and white. Just because if I make it black and white, I can manipulate it a little bit easier. I think that's good. But I should be able to set that to luminosity like that. Hit save. Whatever, save. Maximum, go back. Go back. Go back. Remember that? That was fun. So now I've got these water droplets set to screen, but I want to blur them a bunch. 15 pixels. There. Now they're blurred. I don't know if they would actually have color to them either. There, let's do that. So now we know they're there. We'll invert this and actually set it to multiply. Duplicate that, and then we'll take these and we'll actually flip them around like this. So when you have dirt on your lens, it's not like, oh, look at this colorful dirt on my lens. It's like that. It's just there and it's in the front and it's annoying and bugs you. Let's do that. There. So cool. Got that going on. Is there anything else you guys think I should add to this? It's just a fun little, oh, what's that? Oh, it's a glitch. How many gold medals? What was that? So what is... Let's just steal this. What is this? 100 meters freestyle gold. I don't know if I want to add anything, actually. What do you guys think? We missing anything? I think this might actually look better if it was come from the bottom. It's like the pool's emanating. Yeah, kind of like that. This is no participation medal. I don't know what else to add. Oh, let's just do like final tweaks. Convert this to a smart object, filter, camera raw. Let's do some camera raw stuff. Let's add a little bit of contrast. If this was a photo that we were editing, this is what we would do. Let's add some texture for no reason. Boost the vibrance a bunch just because we can. Let's color grade this. Spend a little bit more time color grading. Okay, so the shadows we want to be blue. For sure we want them to be blue. But how blue? Shadows we want to be that. Highlights we want to be the opposite. Oh god. Let's do. Oh, let's do that. And the midtones are the colors of the skin, sort of. Let's do that. There. Effects, grain, add it. Vignette, 100. No vignette. Vignettes are no good. Boom. There. I think that's good. Let's find my logo somewhere. Hey, look, here it is. Click. Guess what? It's the same logo that we always use, that we always end up going adjustments, color overlay. Just make it white. Drag this beyond down. Can't even see it. We throw it over here. We duplicate it a couple times and group them together and just make them like that. Yeah. How about we do that? Let me put a drop shadow on it. That's dark blue, distance of 2, size of 5. You can't really tell there's a drop shadow there, but we know it's there. You know what? Let's just do this instead. I don't think I've ever done this on a graphic. Doink. Let's use my branding colors. What are my branding colors? Anybody off the top of your head, what's my branding color? What's the cyan I use? 00 AE8F, maybe? Nope. 8EF. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Come on, discard changes. See what it actually see what we actually got going on here. Oh, I was wow. I was like bullshitting there, guys, but it's literally this in this file. That's hilarious. All right, we'll fill that. We'll give this the drop shadow. We'll make it a little bit wider, like that. We'll drop it below it, like this. We'll just do one of these. A little pocket. A little pocket. You know we're just gonna make this black, right? We're gonna be like Dan Beltran and just be like, oh, I got my black logo in the corner. Colors the devil. I think he'll appreciate that. Look at that. Look how much that distracts from the design. Get out of here. It's there. You know it's there. I know it's there. No one's going to steal this design anyway. Alright, that's it. Done with that. So here's the design. Yeah, Garrett, if you know anything about color, you know that 696969 is just gray. Come on. I'm actually just going to make this like stupid small, which is where my logo kind of falls apart in one sense, which is not great. Yeah, the issue with my color being blue is it blends in with everything else. Let's make it white instead. Fill of white. Then we don't have to do the color overlay at all. We can just set this to normal. And I can use my actual colors. Like that. Or I can give this a color overlay of that color. Like that. Or I can make it black. Should I just make it black? Yeah, let's make it black. Shoot. I opened it in Illustrator, but I can just do this. Yeah, that looks good. Gotta get rid of that. Alright, we're done. We did it. Right on time. Alright, so thank you for joining me. We made a cool swimming design, did a lot of displacing, which is super fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys have any suggestions on what to do, let me know. Next week, trying to get Henry on to do a jersey swap battle. So, you know, we got plenty of Bulls players to do. Lonzo, DeMar, Alex Caruso. Stream Friday. Maybe. We'll see. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me. It's nice that you guys were quick to select to spend your time with me this Tuesday night. If you guys have any questions about anything, feel free to reach out to me. Go take a look at my Patreon, which is pretty sweet. Go to my shop where you guys can see I've got a new parallel pack out that I shared with you a little bit. I'm going to have a mega pack available on my website if you haven't bought anything, but like, look at these cool assets. And these assets are huge. Like, they're huge. Like, this is, look at that. Look at that. Look at the quality of that. Zooming out. It's good stuff. Anyway, that's it for me. You guys have a lovely rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you next week, if not sooner.